What is your profession?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my new YouTube channel. I will be showing you the support guard in this how to play video. So basically I will just show the build and the gameplay will be in a separate video. In about a week or so it will be uploaded. Now for the build we're gonna use the staff and the mace focus. On the mace focus we're gonna use the Sigil of Intelligence, Sigil of Energy, and we're going to use the same on the staff. I will explain you why later we're going to use the Sigil of Intelligence. For the wounds we're going to be using the Runes of the Soldier. It's pretty basic. We're going to use it especially for the last bonus right there. Shouts remove condition from each effective ally. That's pretty cool. For the amulet we're going to be using the Cleric amulet. You can also go for the Magi amulet, but that's only good when you know you're gonna fight multiple condition based enemies, because the more vitality you got, the more time it takes for a condition guy to take you out. But we're gonna stick with the Cleric amulet for now, which is the basic setup lately. Excuse me. For the trade build we're gonna use 1 in Radiance, 6 in Valor, 6 in Honor, and 1 in Virtues. Now for the 1 in Radiance we're gonna use this one as a defensive skill. When activating Virtue or Justice, nearby foes are blinded, so that's this one. All those 3 virtues right here are passive, gives passive effects. This one gives Aegis, this one gives the virtue of resolve, he gives regeneration. It ain't that much, it's only like 185 per second, so it's not that much. The passive one of Virtue of Justice is each 5 attacks you burn the enemy for 1 second, but that's not really important. Now basically this trait is turned around the fact that if you activate this Virtue right here, you blind enemies around you. So yes, you can activate your virtues right here and they give an additional effect. So this one, because of the trait, will also blind. Now for the 6 in Valor we're gonna be using the 4, the 7, and the 11. Now the 4, the strength in numbers, is obviously a team support thingy. So basically what you want to avoid is what the most new people do in PvP, and that's just standing on mid, basically bunkering mid with your support guardian. Now that's the situation you want to avoid. You want to have your support guardian as much as team fights as you can, because the support guardian is made around team support. But if it's constantly alone on the midpoint, it has no use. So actually it's just a bag of potatoes sitting there. So you want to have your support guard as much as team fights you can. Because with this trait right here, it gives the team members in the team fights 150 toughness more, which is pretty cool, so that's a must. Now the 7 in Mace is, if you change to Mace, your healing power will go up with 250. So if we check right now, the healing power with staff is 1222, which is pretty much, but if I change to my Mace, it's 1472, and that's just because of the trait. Right here. So each time you use a heal, you gain regeneration. It will also scale up with the additional healing power you gained from switching to Mace. So basically on your Mace you got the field right here. It grants regeneration. Now because you have 250 more healing power, the regeneration will also be higher, so that's pretty good as well. Another tip I want to give you: if you're about to use your heal, try to use your heal when you're wielding your mace focus, because the healing also goes up by 180 or something, so that's pretty good as well. Now the 11 in Valor is pretty obvious, it's pretty basic. If you apply a boon to allies, it will heal you. So the more allies around you, the more boons you give, the more HP you will gain back. Now what you need to know is the best skill actually to use this trait is the Empower skill. Now as you can see in the Empower, you gain 12 stacks of might, but for this trait right here, the trait counts this as 12 boons, 12 additional one stacks of might. So basically you can say that the 81 will be multiplied by 12. And also the more allies you got around you, the more the healing effect is gonna go up. So basically if you're at 30% HP and you don't have poison on you, and to use this skill in a full team fight, you will have 100% HP back without a single problem. So this one is pretty good. It also works with the shouts, of course, with other boons, but you don't want to waste those shouts for your own HP. You want to use those boons to save your teammates. So if you look in the left corner, left upper corner, when you're in a match, you see those names right here of your team members. You also see their boons, but you also see their conditions. So if you see your team has a lot of conditions on them, then it's a good time to use a shout, but don't use it for you alone. The 2 in honor reduces recharge on shouts. That's obvious. Those shouts will the cooldown is decreased by 20%, so that's good. The 5 in honor is each time you gonna revive someone, there will be some kind of shield who absorbs all incoming projectiles for 1 second. It also knocks enemy back. So let's say your teammate is down, someone is trying to stomp him. Well, if you press F to resurrect or to revive that enemy guy who is trying to stomp, let's say he doesn't have stability, then he will get the knockback. But if that guy has Aegis or stability, or he blinded you right before you res, he will still be able to stomp. So be sure if you call out to focus res someone, everyone of your team is resing that certain guy, because if you're the only one resing the downed guy, you will gain a lot of cleave damage upon you. So that's something we really want to avoid. Just call out on TeamSpeak like focus res, focus res, focus res, spam it if you want. And if you press F, your teammates will be protected as well for 1 second inside this shield of absorption. Now do know it's a 1 minute cooldown, so it's quite long. It's not every time you're resing, so don't forget this. Now for the 11 in honor, it's pretty obvious as well. So each time you remove a condition, it will be converted to a boon instead. So if you use a shout, their conditions will be transferred into boons, which is quite nice, of course. Let's see. Well, normally it's only one condition converted to boon, and the rest will just disappear by using the shouts. And also the last bonus stat right here, shouts remove condition from each affected ally, so that's pretty cool. Now for the minor trait in virtue, we're gonna use this because each virtue right here gains an additional active stat. So if you activate them, they will give a certain boon. Like virtue of courage gives protection. It will also activate Aegis again for 21 seconds, so that's also very good if you want to stomp someone, but I will explain that later. The virtue of resolve gives 5.25 second regeneration, which is pretty good, and the virtue of justice gives 3 stacks of might. So basically this will be the build. But now I'm gonna explain you why you should take Sigil of Intelligence. Now this sounds pretty weird, but having Sigil of Intelligence can give you a lot more support to your team. Now why is this? Because if we look at the honor minor trait right here, vigorous precision, gain vigor when you deliver a critical hit. So basically you gain 5.25 second vigor every 10 seconds you crit. Now we all know if you switch weapons in combat it will be a 9-second cooldown, but what I want you guys to do is, if you switch out, if the cooldown is ready to swap weapons in combat, just wait 1 second more. So then it's basically 10 seconds you've waited to switch back, and you will have the Sigil of Intelligence activated again, and so you will gain Vigor again. Now why is this so important for your teammates? It's not only for you to keep alive, because of this minor trait right here, Selfless Daring. So the end of your dodge roll heals nearby allies. Now you can see over here it's 740 healing. So it heals quite a lot every time you dodge. I mean, that's a pretty good minor trait right here. It's also an AoE, so in a team fight it's very good if your guardian can dodge as much as he like. Also with the Vigor, well, it just helps a lot to gain the pressure up, and that's why we're also using the Sigil of Energy. So every 9 seconds you got an extra free dodge again, so an extra free healing. Now the reason I'm not taking Sigil of Renewal is because mostly the dodges, let's see, yeah, the dodges right here from this one, the healing is mostly higher than the activated Sigil of Renewal. So I prefer using this one because let's say every 9 seconds you can dodge twice, because of the Vigor but also because of the Sigil of Energy. So basically you are healing for 1480 every 9 seconds, and with the Sigil of Renewal it's only like 800 if you swap weapons. So I prefer having a Vigor, so you heal you and your teammates a lot more in the same amount of time. So that's why we're gonna take Sigil of Intelligence and Sigil of Energy on both. Now like I said, if your cooldown is off the 9 seconds, just wait 1 second longer, or you can swap already, but just wait 1 second to to attack a target. So because here the Vigor is 10 seconds cooldown, the weapons are 9 seconds cooldown, so basically you don't want to have your Sigil of Intelligence, those 3 hits wasted. So be careful about that. Just hang on to attack your target until the 10 seconds. So you just need to wait 1 second after you swapped back to your weapon and then attack. So basically you're gonna have a lot of Vigor through this build, you're gonna have a lot of dodges through this build, do the energy and do the Sigil of Intelligence. So basically not only you but also your allies will have a lot more healing as well. Now basically another source of healing is your Empower. This will be one of your most important skills. Like I explained earlier with this trait right here, altruistic healing. The more boons you apply, the more healing you get. So like I said, if you're at 30% HP and there is no poison on you and you use this in the team fight, you'll gain 100% HP again, so that's no problem. But this also heals the allies when it stops. So if you see that this is the animation, and when it stops right now with this big wave of snow or whatever it is, it will heal allies around you for almost 3000, so that's pretty good as well. Now what I also want to say is a lot of people are using their bunker guard and just let it bunk on mid. Well, that's something you really want to avoid, because you want your support guardian in every team fight you have. Like this build shows, it's all around team support. This guy right here, this support guy, is more valuable than a Hambo can be. A Hambo is very effective in team fight as well due to its CC chain, but a Hambo won't keep its teammates alive. A support guard does, and he also gives 12 stacks of might every 20 seconds with the skill, so that's pretty good. So basically what you need to do is have a certain rotation between the support guard and the handball. Like, let's say the guardian is on mid, the team fight is on close. You want to have that the handball or any other guy with less DPS goes to mid, and so that the guard on mid can come too close to the team fight, because you always want to have your guardian in a team fights. Now for the shouts, for the utilities, even we're gonna use shelter. Now I see new people using the Signet of Resolve. Don't do that, because you can get CC'd in the meanwhile. You can get conditions, you can get a lot of burst damage. So basically this healing in a team fight will only heal for like 30-40% of the whole healing, it says right there. So we're gonna use shelter, so you are gonna be invulnerable for 2 seconds, except if the enemy guardian is smart enough, or the enemy necro, to put a wall of fear, or the the line of warding right here. Let's say this is the enemy line of warding and you're healing and you walk across it while you're using this, you will get interrupted as well. It doesn't mean because you're blocking all the attacks you are literally invulnerable. Like CC on the floor can still CC you away, so it can still interrupt your healing. So you need to watch out for the enemy guard line of warding, or the necro's wall of fear, which is basically the same, but with a bit of black smoke instead of this blue line right here. So that's something you really need to evade. I'm sorry. So yeah, we're gonna use shelter. Also try to use shelter when using mace, because through the trades we got more healing power if you're wielding the mace. For the shouts, we're gonna be using save yourselves, stand your ground and hold the line. Save yourselves is an excellent shout, as it has a long cooldown, and it should only be used if your teammates are pressured a lot. Like it says, draw conditions from nearby allies to yourself. Gain multiple boons for a short duration. So basically your team is gonna have all those 7 boons, and they will have most of their conditions removed, and you will have them instead. So you need to be ready for this. This is a very important shout. This is a lifesaver. It's also a stun breaker, so if you got stunned and there's no one near and you need to stay alive and you're close to death, this might be the excellent stun breaker. It also gives protection for 5 seconds, so you can stay alive for a bit longer. Now, stand your ground is something you don't want to waste. Like let's say you're coming to the midpoint and the enemy guardian or enemy necro is putting a wall of fear. Don't just prop your stability and walk across it. No, just walk around it, because that's what enemies want, and certainly organized teams, they want to have your stability wasted, so you don't have any source of stability anymore, so you can't save stomp anymore, you can't save res anymore, you will constantly be CC'd and your team as well. So try to keep this as a last resort if you really need stability. Now, hold the line will be the first shout you mostly use because of its protection, but also because of the regeneration, the short cooldown as well. It's a pretty good shout as well. It's the basic one. Only gives 2 boons, but it also removes conditions. So it's a short cooldown, like I just said. The protection is minus 32% incoming damage for 4 seconds, so that's good, and also regeneration is also good. So that's actually the best shout, because there is another one with Aegis right here, retreat. But the cooldown, I mean, this was a shout I used very long at the start of Guild Wars 2. But eventually, if you look at the cooldown, it's 48 seconds, while this one is 28. So basically, this is still better. So for the elite, we're going to use the renewed focus. It makes you invulnerable for 2 seconds, like in total invulnerable. With this one you can actually cross the line of warding or the wall of fear from the necros. You don't need to worry about that. But the cooldown is 90 seconds. So what it actually does, what is the meaning of this? Now you only want to use this elite if all 3 of those virtues are used, because its source, its job is to recharge those 3 right here. But I see a lot of people using the elite right at the start without even using the virtues right here. So basically that's just a waste. Or I also see a lot of Guardian just use their elite when they only used like the virtue of courage or the virtue of justice. You only use this elite if you used all those 3 virtues. Don't use it before. So basically I'm gonna put them on cooldown now, and if I use this one, this will be the animation, and you got all 3 back. Now the elite is on cooldown of 19 seconds, so you need to be careful right now, and you certainly need to inform your team you just used your elite, because if you're fighting an organized team, they will notice you used your elite, and only Guardians with their shouts on cooldown and their virtues on cooldown will use their elite. So basically then they will focus on you because they know you wasted your cooldowns. So if you're gonna use your elite, tell your teammates so they know they gotta focus protecting on you, or just support you in the fight. Now let's see if I told you, if I explained everything. Well, this is quite obvious. This is also obvious. Okay, I think I explained everything. There is still another, some sort of Guardian build. It's exactly the same way, the exactly same utilities, but a bit of a different trait set, meant to have an extra source of stability and also an extra source of condition removal. I will place that build link in the description so you can check it out. Like I say, don't waste your cooldowns. That's all you need to take care of. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you want to. If you want to contact me, just check my in-game account name in the left bottom corner right there. Just send me an in-game mail or send me a private mail on YouTube, or just comment on this video. I would love to have feedback about my videos. Do know that the gameplay and the build guides are gonna be separated for now. I won't be using gameplay videos in my build videos right now because I want them separated. It's much easier for me as well. The videos are long are long enough like they should be. So basically they're gonna be separated. So in about a week or so you will see the gameplay of the support Guardian. So guys, thanks for watching and see you later. Bye.